Welcome back. My most recent Rapid game went pretty well in the sense that I won, but it went very weirdly in the way that my opponent played. So let's take a look. Okay, I opened with d4 as I almost always do, and my opponent responded with e5, which is called the England Gambit, but Stockfish on Lichess counts it as a blunder. White already has a 1.6 advantage, you're supposed to take the pawn, and usually what they do after playing this, and then you play a normal development move like knight to f3, usually they do something silly like bring this bishop out, hoping for some kind of thing that they saw on the Eric Rosen channel, which I think involves later pushing this pawn, allowing me to take it, and then I think then they hop this knight in here really quickly like it was a pre-move, hoping that I will capture that. And if I do, then that leaves our queens facing each other, and they capture here with check, which leaves my only legal move to capture back with my king, and then they get my queen for free. It almost never works because I've seen that video and I know not to do it, but here my opponent didn't play that. They moved their king forward. I have no idea why they did that, what the point of it was, and I really had no idea how to respond. Stockfish says my best move is to play knight to c3 here, or just get the bishop out to f4, I guess, to add an extra layer of protection to this pawn. But I just went my bishop all the way out there and checked, which it wasn't counted as a mistake or a blunder, but I mean, I figured that they would try to block with this pawn, which they did. And then I took it with my pawn, which is my best move here. They're in check, they have to move their king, or take it with the knight, or I guess they could take it with their pawn too. Either way, taking with their knight is their best move, and that's what they did. And now again, I'm supposed to get my knight out to c3, or play queen to d3. I'm not sure exactly what that would do, except maybe prepare to check here. Or it says go ahead and take it. I can go ahead and take it, and I would still be up +4. But I just pushed this pawn thinking this knight is pinned and I can put pressure on the pinned piece, as the saying goes. Now they're supposed to play queen to e8 is their best move. So already this is very weird because I've never seen anything like this. But they didn't do that. They moved their king over, and now I'm supposed to check them over here, which I did because I took my time, looked around, like, what am I supposed to do with this weird thing? Are they trying to castle by hand? If so, they've got a few moves to make. They've got to get this bishop out and then bring the rook over. So I just went ahead and checked them. They're supposed to put the king back on the home square now, or play d5, or just move over one. But instead they moved up. So I have, like, how do you respond to that? Again, it says queen to d3 is my best move. But what I saw is, you know what? The opening is completely broken. I have to go back to normal opening principles. I've gotten my bishop and my knight out from between my king and my rook, so I'm going to go ahead and castle. Castle's not listed among my top moves, but it wasn't counted as a mistake or a blunder. It just takes off a little bit of my advantage. And now they're supposed to play h6 to challenge my bishop, which they did. And so you see how this is weird. So I don't know if my opponent had some sort of bet set up where they're supposed to play a bad move, and then a good move, and then a bad move, and then a good move, or something. Maybe they had, it almost felt like they had Stockfish set up so that they could play the best move on one turn, and then the worst move on the next turn, or something like that, or a really bad move. It was really strange because every other turn they were playing their absolute best move, but then their next turn they would play one of their worst possible moves. This time this was their best move. I'm supposed to just drop it back here because they can't bring the other pawn to challenge me. But I just brought it all the way back. I decided they're doing something wild and crazy. They're rated higher than me. They were rated about 50 points higher than me. I hadn't had a chance to check their profile, where I found out they had previously been rated much higher than that. But anyway, I thought if they got that high rated playing like this, maybe they know what they're doing. So I brought my bishop back to safety. Here, they made a mistake by taking that pawn, and you see what I mean. They're playing a good move and then a bad move. So they played the good move here with the h6, and now they play a bad move. Here, I'm supposed to play queen to d5, and I did see this because I saw that my bishop lined up with this spot right here, which would drive their king further toward me. Actually, that might have been, no, it wouldn't have been mate because they could have gone back there. And also, I'm threatening this knight. And so that's what I played. And it turned out to be my best move. I have +10. And here they're supposed to go ahead and put their king back in there, I guess, to avoid this. But instead, they played this, which does prevent the idea that I had been planning, but it doesn't protect the knight. So I took the knight with check. I now have a mate in 11, if you can see the stockfish on the board. If they play queen to f5, I have mate in 11. If they move their king out of check, I have mate in 1, which I'm pretty sure would be here. No, here. No. Where would my mate in 1 be? Oh, if they moved there, that would be my mate in 1. Nice. I don't know that I would have seen that. I think if they had moved out of check with their king, I think I would have probably put my queen right there on h4, but that would have just driven them back. So I don't know if that would have worked. But they did play their best move here, which was to block with their queen. And then I played my best move, which was knight to h4 check, which is guaranteed to win the queen because they have to move out of check. They have a few choices. I mean, all those are good choices. I guess technically this is a choice too. It says their best is king to f6. It delays it to mate in 10, where any other move is mate in 2 or less. But there they resigned. So, short story, that's how my opponent played, and I did make my best move most of the time, trying to respond to this very strange, which I can only assume it was some sort of challenge that the opponent had going with themselves or possibly with a friend to play it. Like their first move was pretty bad, and then they played the best move possible on the next turn. Then their second move was really bad. I mean, their third move was pretty bad. Then their fourth move was good. Then their fifth move was bad, and so on. If that's what was going on, I guess, you know, more power to this person who seems to be doing well with it. They're rated higher than I've ever been. But this is how it went. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.